Hi, I'm Bree from My Abiding Home, and today I'm going to show you how to make sourdough sandwich bread. Welcome to the blog and YouTube channel My Abiding Home. This is a place you can find encouragement in discipleship, wholesome food, family life, natural living, and some DIY along the way. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a video. I've searched far and wide for a recipe that was simple, that produced the right consistency of bread, and I've found a recipe from Little Spoon Farm and kind of adjusted it for what flours I use here in my home and the ingredients that I carry. So follow along today and we'll make some bread. So first you're gonna need a large bowl. You can use a scale or measuring cups. A scale would be more accurate. Today I'm gonna just go ahead and use measurements, but in the actual blog post, I will list the appropriate grams. So first we're gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I do recommend unbleached organic if possible. I just bought this in bulk from Costco. And I do apologize, my allergies are really bad this season, so if I sound nasally at all, that's why. Next, you're gonna go ahead and use some bread flour. I ordered this from Azure Standard. It's a 100% whole red wheat bread flour. So I did want my bread to mostly be whole wheat. So I just added the all-purpose to give it a little bit more of a fluff so it wouldn't be so heavy. So we're gonna add 2.5 cups of the bread flour. So first I'm gonna just go ahead and mix those 2 flours together, and my hands are clean. Next we're gonna add some salt. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt. I do recommend a high quality sea salt. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and add a 1/2 cup of active sourdough starter. Now, to have it be active, you're gonna wanna feed it 4 to 8 hours prior to making this recipe. I got mine a little bit too fed, so it's currently overflowing, which is completely fine. So it is nice and bubbly, ready to go. I do like my starter to be a little bit thicker for most of my recipes. The only thing I keep it thin for is pizza crust. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have a thick wooden spoon to go ahead and stir this initially. So next we're gonna add 1 cup of filtered water. And you do wanna make sure it's filtered because the bacteria and other things that can be in your water will get into your sourdough and your bread, and you don't want it to affect the rise or flavor of your bread at all. Now normally I use coconut oil for this recipe. I'm out, so I'm going to use avocado oil this time. And then we're going to go ahead and add another 1/2 cup of filtered water. Two tablespoons of oil. This is a 1/8 cup, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons. And then you're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of raw honey. I do recommend local, especially for allergy season, because it can help fight that off. Little tip is to use the same measuring cup you did for the oil for the honey so that it will just slide right out. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and just start using my hands. to go ahead and get this mixed well. It's kind of shaggy right now. So it's really starting to come together now. So the reason I came up with this recipe is because I wanted a bread that I could use for sandwiches. I love making sourdough artisan bread, but it's not always the easiest thing to make during the week when I'm busy, especially in the summer when it's hot. I can justify making a bread that's for sandwiches in a loaf pan. So it's gonna be rather sticky. You're gonna wanna let the dough rise for 1 to 3 hours. Mine has been sitting for the upper end of that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to stretch and fold it and then let it rise for the last time in the loaf pan. I'm gonna use parchment paper, just makes it easier when you pull it out. So I'm stretching it into kind of a rectangular shape. It would be easier to do this on a cutting board, but I didn't grab one. We're just gonna fold it in half long ways, stretch it again, long ways. And then fold it in the bottom pieces until it shapes kind of a loaf. Doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. Stretch it into the loaf pan. Then we're gonna cover it and let it rise the last time till it's doubled in bulk. It will start to overflow the plastic, and that's what you want for good sandwich bread. Okay, so now that it has doubled in bulk, I accidentally forgot about it and it actually sat all night long, which is totally fine. The ideal rise would be about 3 to 6 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and cook this in a 375-degree oven for 35 minutes. My oven does cook hot, so check around 30 minutes. Okay, so once it's done baking, you're gonna go ahead and place it on a cooling wire rack before slicing it to make sure it's completely cooled. Alright, well thank you so much for watching. It was such a joy to have you here. Make sure you stay tuned for more encouragement in discipleship, wholesome food, natural living, family life, and some DIY. Have a blessed day.